Hey everybody, it's Christina from Creations with Christina and welcome back to another Stampin' on Friday episode. Today we're going to talk a little bit about stamp storage. My stamp storage caddy comes from OrganizeMore.com and it holds about 86 different ink pads, and I have it ranging from Stampin' Up, Papertrey Ink, Jenne Bowlin, and even Distress Inks. So you can store all different types of inks, and you can also even store, if you have Close to My Heart, you can store those in there as well. I just wanted to first talk to you a little bit about how to store your ink pads. You should be storing your ink pads upside down, and the reason for doing that is because you're keeping the ink to the surface of the ink pad. Companies like Stampin' Up and Close to My Heart already do that. When you open up the case, it actually flips and your ink pad is actually on the lid of your ink, so it's always being stored upside down. Close to My Heart does the same thing. Theirs is just opens a little bit different. One thing I love about Stampin' Up's ink is that it does show you the color. So when it's in your organizer, you'll always see what color it is, and also they have two different versions, which is a classic and a craft version. And then you can purchase labels to put on the end so you can say what colors they are. Now, I don't know if they still do this. This was back when I was a demonstrator. They did sell labels, and I think they might still do that, but I'm not 100% sure. Another company that provides you with the color and the name of the ink on the side is Memento. And for these, they have the labels that show you the color and the name of the color on the side. But to store them upside down, they are upside down, but that's okay because you can still see the color, and you know, if you stand on your head, you can be able to read it. Most other companies don't put their color information on the side. So I came up with a little bit of a workaround, and I've done it a couple different ways. One way for my Versamark ink pad is I took my old-fashioned squeeze label maker that I got for scrapbooking. I think you can get that at a couple different locations. And wrote out actually this one says, instead of saying Versamark, it says Versa New. It's because I knew it was my newer ink pad. I have an older one that has ink all on the top of it. So this one I know is my clean one, and I use this one for clear embossing and stuff like that. So, but for this one I used my label maker with a black label and then typed out the word Versa New. Another way you can do it is my Jenne Bowlin inks. I used my regular electronic label maker and typed out the name of the ink, color, and adhered it to the side again so that if it's in my holder upside down, I can read it. So this one's Speckled Egg. And with this, I also put it on the other side. So no matter which way I put it in, I can always read. I usually generally don't put them in this way. I put them in the long way. I can read the color. Eventually I might take this off and do what I do with my Distress Inks, which is I took a label, and this was just a plain white mailing label, and I inked up the mailing label and cut it into 4 pieces and wrote the name of the ink color on that little piece of label, and I cut it into 4 so that I could put a label on each side. So no matter which way, again, no matter which way I stuck this into my holder, I knew what color ink it was, and I could see the color as well. For my Papertrey ink pads, I just came up with this solution today. First thing I wanted to show you is, for some reason, and I don't know if this is, there's a reason why this is, but some of their ink pads have a clear lid, and some of their ink pads have a black lid. And I found out that I can actually store 2 ink pads together into one slot of my cubby, but again, I'd have to keep it upside down. And the way they go in, I'd have to pull one out to get the other one, and then if I don't have labels on the side, I have to pull out 2 of them each time to find the label or the ink pad that I was looking for. So when I was going through my craft room, doing a little organizing, I came across these labels that I got a long time ago from Staples. They are removable, but I'm okay with that. I have a ton of them and might as well use them up. They're these little 5/16 of an inch by 1/2 inch labels, and I got these for a yard sale, which is why they're removable. I wanted to be able to price, you know, stuff and have the labels come off so that you don't read, they don't leave a residue on the item I was selling to somebody. So I thought, well, I have to put these to good use. So what I did was I pulled these out, and I'm using my Lestrat fine line drawing pen, and I love this pen. I use this a lot for my Project Life, And what I'm doing is just writing the name of the ink on the label. So this one's going to be New Leaf. And then I'm taking the label, and when I hold my ink pad upside down, I'm going to actually put it right on the edge of the curve. And this label fits perfectly right on that little edge. So I'm putting the label on, and then I could just take it off and swipe it right through my ink pad. Just use a baby wipe to clean up any of the ink that got on the case itself. And then I could put this right into my caddy on my wall, and then I know what ink pad is. So that's my storage solution for my Papertrey Ink ink pads. And I hope you found the information today helpful. If you have any questions, let me know, and I will see you next time.